Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you this Kelsea Ballerini Cma 2017 makeup look. If you want to see how I got this look today, keep on watching. So if you have not heard / bought Kelsea Ballerini's entire Unapologetically album, you need to. It is the best album I've heard in a very long time. I'm a very harsh music critic. I've played music, I've written songs, I love music, and I pay attention to it, and she's honestly one of the best songwriters, I think, of our generation. And I'm really not being dramatic, even though it sounds like I am, but regardless of that, girls' makeup is always incredible. So when I saw her at the CMAs, I knew that I wanted to recreate her look, and even though I look absolutely nothing like her, I tried to do my best to kind of use a similar color palette and little hair earring ordeal that she's got going on for this year's CMAs. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to kind of go start to finish on how it looks like she created her look, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So to start this look, I am going to pin my hair back. She has this really cool kind of half pinned, half like romantic curl look going on, and I did have an ear jacket that looked really similar to the one that she's wearing. So I am just going to go ahead and pin this side of my hair back. I unfortunately don't have a cool barrette like hers, but this should kind of give the same effect. Alright, and for her base, she does have a very dewy complexion, but it's also like mattified in the same sense. So what I'm going to do is use this hybrid gel foundation from Tarte. I'm the shade light medium beige, and I'm just going to put a very small amount on my skin and then buff it in with a brush. And then also just use a little bit of powder to set it. But this has a very dewy finish, so it's going to kind of bring some light, but also kind of look smooth and nice like her skin does. Alright, once this is dotted on my face, I am going to go ahead and buff this in with my MAC 170 brush. So once the base is done, I'm going to go ahead and pretty heavily set the contour. She does have a very natural, beautiful, kind of like naturally look like this vibe to her makeup, but if you are on a red carpet, it's just very well done contour. So I am going to add the Tarte Shape Tape in light, and I'm just going to kind of dot the places where I want the light to hit. And then I'm going to blend that in with the same MAC 170 brush. Alright, now before I set that light and bright areas, I am going to go ahead with my MAC Studio Fix Perfecting Stick in the shade NW45 and use this as a cream contour to kind of carve out her nice bone structure. Alright, now that the cream contour is done, I'm going to set both the light and the dark with some translucent powder and bronzer. So today I'm going to go ahead and with the Tarte, it is the Filtered Light powder. And I'm just going to swirl a little bit of this onto my light points where I put concealer. So I'm just using this big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to kind of place it onto my under eyes. And where I place the concealer. Then I'm going to go in with this big fluffy brush to make a kind of natural, seamless transition and use the MAC Delphic bronzer. I'm using a kind of warmer bronzer for this because her face is very kind of warm and glowy. So I'm just going to buff this into my skin very lightly. She is quite fair, much fairer than I am, so I'm just gonna kind of create that natural bronze that she has. Alright, next before we move on to eyes, I am going to do the blush. She has a very kind of corally pink blush on, so I am going to dip into this Tarte Holiday blush palette from last year. There's all these awesome colors in it. So I am going to use a big fluffy brush like I used for the setting powder. And I'm going to dip into this side. I'm going to use the shade Culture. It's kind of a shimmery coral pink. And I'm going to put a generous amount of that onto the brush. And then I'm just going to kind of tap that onto my cheekbones. She has a very beautiful kind of natural flushed glow in this whole look and every kind of aspect of her face. So you really want to keep it light. But also durable enough to, you know, hold up a red carpet and multiple performances. So once that is on, I am just going to blend it in with this big fluffy brush. And for her brows, she does keep it very natural. They're just a little bit filled in with some powder and then just kind of brushed. So I am going to just take a small brush and use the edgy light brown from the Tarte Pro palette. And I'm just going to lightly fill in my brows with a small angled brush. Her brows are much lighter than mine, obviously, but I do want to create that kind of same soft, just brushed effect. Once they're filled in with powder, I'm just going to go in with the Tarte Brow Clay and just kind of brush through. This will also help just spread out the powder. And that was really all she did. She really just kept the natural shape of her brows and didn't really add any, you know, harsh pencil or highlighter to them. Now to start with the eyes, I am going to just go ahead and prime my lids with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot as always. And for her eyes, she has a very soft golden glow. It's really pretty for holiday. So if you want to use this for like a New Year's or a holiday look, this would be a beautiful touch. What I'm first going to do is just go in with a transition crease shade. So I am going to go in with the shade Innocent from the Tarte Pro palette. I've used so much of this, so it's already hit the pan. But I'm just going to go in with a normal eyeshadow brush and just kind of blend this up into my crease to use as a transition shade. Her eyeshadow is very gold, but right up towards the brow bone it gets a little warmer, as in like a pink or a kind of warm orange shade. So this just kind of creates that nice warm transition. I am going to use the Shade in Light Kat Von D palette. I've been meaning to do a look for you guys using just completely this palette. It is awesome. I do find that since the shades are so glitter heavy that they do have a lot of fallout, and I often wet all of the eyeshadows before I put them on, and doing that really makes them stay. But they're definitely not the most adhesive eyeshadows I've ever used. So I am going to go ahead and go in with this base shade. It is kind of this bright gold. It's the shade Dune. And I'm going to just use the same brush that I used for the crease and just put that all over my lid. And while I am using this color, I'm going to go ahead and also put this on my lower lash line. Now, although this shade does have a little bit of shimmer, it is not as gold and pigmented as her shadow, so I am going to layer on top this face highlighter. It's the same one I always use. It's Oh Darling MAC. And for this, this is so like yellow gold and the perfect shade for her eye color. So I'm gonna just take my finger and kind of really pack this on. And then I'm just gonna dab this on top of the Kat Von D eyeshadow. Now I'm going to go back into the crease with a blending brush and use the shade Whimsy, which is this more orangey, darker shade from Tarte, and just kind of blend that back into the crease to bring back the warmth. Once that's blended in, I'm just going to blend it into my brow bone with my finger, and then I am going to go back into the Kat Von D palette with a sparkly white shade. I'm going to use the shade, it is called Sterling, and it's this kind of warmer white tone, and I'm just going to blend that onto my brow bone. And I'm also going to pop this in the inner corner of the eye. Now from pictures, it doesn't actually look like she's wearing any top eyeliner. However, she does have eyelash extensions, so that does create a bold kind of black eyeliner look already. So I am going to go in and just blend a little bit of black eyeshadow onto my top lash line just to kind of bring some definition back to the eye, since I sadly don't have eyelash extensions. So I'm just going to use a matte black eyeshadow and just kind of press this into my top lash line. Alright, once that is done, I am going to go into the lower lash line. So she looks like she's wearing a nice brown, kind of warm eyeliner on the bottom. So I'm going to go in with this color. It's called Bourbon, and it's the 24/7 Glide On Pencil from Urban Decay. And I'm just going to line my whole bottom rim with that, and then also do the waterline on the inside. So I never do my waterline eyeliner, and you can probably see why. I look like a completely different person. But for the sake of, you know, nailing the celebrity look, I will go to all lengths. So now I'm going to add some mascara. I unfortunately don't have, you know, her beautiful doll, huge blue eyes, but, you know, we can work with what we got. I am going to go in with this mini little Too Faced mascara that I have. Now that that is done, I am going to add a little bit more warmth to the bottom lash line because I feel like her eyes kind of look very big, and to do that I'm just going to add a little bit more shadow on the bottom of mine. So I'm going to go in with the blending brush in that orange shade Whimsy and just kind of drag it down a little bit more to create the illusion that my eye is a little bit bigger. Alright, now before we move on to lips, I am going to pop that same kind of golden highlight onto my cheekbones as an actual highlighter. And I'm just going to use that same kind of nice fluffy brush and just slightly dab this onto my cheekbones. She doesn't have a crazy highlight, it's just more of like a nice inner glow. And she does have a peachy pink lip gloss. I actually don't own any lip gloss, so I am going to make the color using two different lipsticks. I have so many of these lipsticks. They're the Urban Decay Vice collection. They are the best lipsticks. They are creamy, and there's a million different finishes to all of them, and they're just addicting because the colors are so great. So this one's called Lady Flower. It's sheer. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of this. This is like a very true pink. But it's really nice. It kind of comes off as a gloss because it is a little shiny. So once that is on, it does look, this is definitely like the darkness and opaqueness that she has, but it's a little bit too of a purpley pink. She has more of a coral lip to her. So I'm going to mix in this color Wildfire. It's this beautiful kind of true orange, and it's metallized. I know I did this in another video, but I think they made up that word. But I'm just going to layer this on top and kind of mix the orange and pink together in order to create like that coral peach color that she has. Alright, that's I think as close as I'm gonna get to nailing the real color that she has. Alright, so this is my Kelsea Ballerini CMA 2017 look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Please let me know what you thought and what else you want to see in future videos. I will be posting once a week, if not maybe a few extras here and there. But I hope you guys have a great weekend/week, and I will see you next time.